I, I am a serial entrepreneur. I have been since I was 13 years old. I've always believed in multiple streams of income. And I will tell you, out of all the businesses that I've bought, sold, owned, this is the one that I'm most excited about. And you guys are going to understand when I finish telling you about the patch and talking about the opportunity. The reason I'm here is I was an athlete my entire life, which means I have a lot of injuries. When you're playing sports when you're young, you think it's really healthy and it's really good for your body until you get older and you start having a lot of problems with your knees and hips and elbows and shoulders and all the things that as you get older, and some of you might be too young to know what I'm talking about, but it comes. Sports do keep you healthy, but they also put a lot of wear and tear in your body. And so after I turned 45, I started having a lot of pain in my body. And so my conversations with my friends became about what hurts and what aches and pains that I have. And talking to one of my friends, he played football for Navy University, so he had a lot of aches and pains as well. And we started researching stem cells. I read Tony Robbins' book called Life Force, and he talks about stem cells in there and the advantage of doing stem cells. And so I went down to Panama to get information on what these stem cells were. And what I walked away with was not a lot of clarity or promises that it was going to help me. I walked away with it's very, very expensive, about $40,000 for one treatment, and it could work and it might not work. My body could reject it. And so I wasn't convinced that I should do this. And then a friend of mine calls me up and says, "Man, I found our solution." And I was like, "Our solution to what?" And he was like, "Our pain." And I was like, "You found a pharmaceutical." And he was like, "The furthest thing from a pharmaceutical." He was like, "I found a stem cell patch." And I was like, "Patches can't give you stem cells. I've researched all of this. That's snake oil." And he was like, "No, no, no, it doesn't give you stem cells. It stimulates your stem cells." I was like, "Patch is not going to do anything." He's like, "I'm going to need you to trust me on this." He was like, I'm going to send you a link. I'm going to have you order these patches and just try them." And I was on vacation, so I didn't want to get in a long conversation. So I ordered them just to get this guy to be quiet. I get home, there's these patches on my desk, and they look like this. It's like a little quarter, and it has crystals on the other side. And so I took this thing out of the patch and I was like, this is like a Band-Aid. And so I called him up FaceTime and I said, "Bro, who sold you a bill of goods? Like this little Band-Aid is not going to do anything. Like I can't believe you even believe this." And he's like, "Just put it on." And I was like, "It's not going to do anything. Like I don't, what are you trying to sell me?" He's like, "Just put it on." And so I put it on. And since I turned 47, I've been waking up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, which is really annoying because I like to sleep and I don't like disruptions. I'm a light sleeper, so when that happens, it just messes my sleep up. And after the first day, the first night I didn't wake up to go to the bathroom. I'm here to tell you that it's been almost 9 months and I have not woke up one time to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, which is amazing for me. But about after 3 days, I started having this immense amount of energy and mental clarity. And so I told my wife, and she was like, "It's just a placebo effect." And I was like, "Listen, if it's a placebo effect, I'm good with this placebo effect. I love it. If it's going to keep coming, then I don't care what it is." And then about 2 days after that, she came in and tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Babe, I can't wear this patch anymore. It's giving me too much energy." And I looked at her and I said, "Did you hear what you just said? Do you know how many people drink coffee, take stimulants, drink energy drinks, take Adderall to get more energy because they're low in energy?" She's like, "You know what? You're right. I don't know what I was thinking." And then about 2 months, all that pain that I had in my body was gone. And the crazy thing about it is I didn't even realize it. My wife did. She asked me one day when we're in the gym, she's like, "How's your knee?" And I was like, "You know what? It hasn't been hurting." And I haven't had any pain since. So that was my transformation with this patch where I was like, okay, there's something to this. The final straw for me, the real reason that I'm here today, still after wearing this patch, is because I had a young lady come up to me at a meeting that I was at with my wife, and she was crying. And she said that I changed her life. I had no idea who this human being was that was sitting in front of me. And I was just thinking, okay, maybe I changed her life because one of my stories on social media, but that's a little dramatic and that's a little bit over the top. But tell me more. Like, what did I do to change your life? And she said, because you said yes to this patch, Ralph, somebody that I follow on social media, started talking about this patch. And I have two 3-year-old twins. One is severely autistic. And after 2 weeks of wearing this patch, Jay, he's a completely different little boy that I don't even recognize. He was nonverbal. He just wanted to be by himself. He would just have outbursts all the time. And she was like, he's a completely different new boy. And I was just like, wow, that's amazing. And the husband was like, that's not the most amazing part. Our other 3-year-old has never eaten food in his life because he can't swallow. And she said, after 2.5 weeks of wearing the patch, he's finally eating food. I'm like, no way. And she pulled out a video and she showed the video of them feeding him a month ago with a feeding tube in his belly. I've never even seen anything like that. Thank God. And then she scrolled the next picture and he was sitting in his high chair eating Brussels sprouts. My first reply was, the first thing you gave him was Brussels sprouts? And she was like, that's what we were eating that night. And he loved it. It was food. And so the other thing her husband told me when I said that, because the first thing I thought in my head was, I have two healthy girls. I'm so grateful that I have two healthy girls. Thinking about they had twins, one had autism, one had where he couldn't swallow. And he was like, the worst part of it is he vomited 5 to 6 times every single day, randomly, in the house, in the car, in restaurants, at a friend's house. It would just happen. And after 2.5 weeks, that all went away with this patch. And in that moment, I knew it was my social responsibility to share this with as many people as I possibly can. Every single day, I share this patch with anybody I come in contact with. And that's why I'm here sharing it with you guys tonight. Because I've heard people with Parkinson's that were in wheelchairs that are walking around Disney World with their grandchildren. People with MS that couldn't move, couldn't feed themselves, couldn't give themselves water. People with immense pain, anxiety, depression, all of these things that I've heard testimonials from people about what this patch has done for them. There is no way that I cannot stand on a mountaintop and tell every single person about that. So, what I want to share with you guys tonight is I want to share with you about David, which is our CEO and founder and the scientist of this amazing device. I want to share about what it does. And if you're here just to hear about what this patch does, you could hang up after the call and we'll send you the link. Whoever invited you to this call, we'll send you a link and you can get it as a customer. But if you're interested on how you could get it for free, because there's a very easy way to get this for free, or you want to be an affiliate like me and share it from the mountaintops, and the company will actually pay you to share it with different people, I'm going to talk about that as well. But what I want to start with is I want to start talking about who David is. I call him the Steve Jobs of wellness. This guy is going to change humanity. He's going to change the way that we look at drugs, the way we look at aging. He is an amazing human being. I adore him. I think he's one of the smartest people I've ever met in my entire life. His name is David Schmidt. He is our CEO, inventor, scientist of LifeWave and of the X39 patch. He has over 150 patents. And this patent on this X39, it has a global patent, meaning if you have a patent, it has to do what it says it does. You can't just get a patent and they just throw it out there. They had clinical studies that actually this patch does what it says it does. It took him $4.5 million to bring to market. He was not going to bring this thing to market without a patent. He wasn't going to make a claim that it does what it does without having something that has clinical studies and something that backs it up. And David started focusing on age reversal. A lot of people in anti-aging, Botox and creams and all these things that keep you from aging on the outside. But he wanted to focus on age reversal on the inside, which is going to help age reversal on the outside. And in 2008, he started focusing on stem cells because he realized that aging was a disease that didn't have to happen as aggressively as it happens. When you age, you also get disease. And so if we could live longer and healthier without having to age with that disease, how can we do that? And why does that happen? And what he figured out is it's because we lose our stem cells. They go dormant, they stop working. And so this patent that I'm talking about, this is the US patent number. You can look it up. But in this patent, what it says is it's the embodiments as a result of elevating copper peptide, including activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, and elevation of antioxidants. That's what we need to stay young. So why did he create this patch? So through his research, what he figured out was between the age of 0 and 30 years old, we lose 50% of our stem cells. And when I say lose, they just go dormant. They stop working the way that they were intended to work. The natural aging process that no one has figured out. And between the age of 30 and 60, 90% of our stem cells are dormant in our body. And so that's why you see athletes when they turn 30, 31, 32, their careers start to go down because they don't have the stem cells that protect them and also help them recover, because that's what stem cells are for. And that's why you see after the age of 60, people really start to decline in age because the stem cells aren't there to get rid of the inflammation, to keep the disease out of your body, to keep the collagen levels where they need to be. That's what happens when you age. So he figured out that stem cells were the center of all of that bad stuff that happens to us. So how does the X39 work? It's a proprietary form of photo light therapy. Our bodies are made of light and heat. So if you take night vision goggles and someone that's pitch black, you can see them because we put off light and we put off heat. That's why it's good to get morning sun, because you want light. Light feeds you. And so this patented nanocrystal technology, those crystals on the back of the crystals, what it does is it reflects your own light off the crystals back into your body, which stimulates copper peptide, your own copper peptide in your body that was working fluently when you were 15, 20, 25 years old. And copper peptides work in conjunction with stem cells, and it wakes those stem cells up. It elevates those stem cells. It stimulates those stem cells. And then that's when the magic starts happening in your body. Now, this patch, it's non-invasive. There's nothing going into your body. It's non-transdermal. There's nothing going in your body at all. There's no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants. That's why when people say, is it FDA approved? Well, it's not a food because you're not consuming it. It's not a drug. You're not consuming it or putting it into your body. There's nothing going into your body. The Food and Drug Administration does not prove things. Now, I will tell you this. This is my opinion and only my opinion. I'm not sure I trust the FDA because the FDA allows a lot of stuff in the United States that the rest of the world does not allow in their products, food, chemicals, or drugs. So the FDA for me is not a regulatory body that I trust. That's me. You might love the FDA. I'm just telling you, I know the EU, I know New Zealand, I know Australia. I've done a lot of research on products, food, supplements, and we allow a lot of stuff in our food and our drugs that other countries would not even let their people consume. So you could wear this literally on the top of your shirt like this, and it would work exactly the same. That's how it's not transdermal. You can wear it like this all day. Matter of fact, the little boy with autism wears it on the back of his shirt because he doesn't like stuff on his skin and he doesn't know it's on his shirt. You can literally wear this 6 inches from your body. If you want to take a stick and stick it to your body and wear it 6 inches from your body, it's still going to work. It's still going to reflect the light because your body reflects a lot of light and it's going to reflect it back in. Okay? So that's how this patch works. What are the benefits of the patch? It's going to give you increased strength, reduces inflammation in your body. Inflammation is the devil of all. It causes disease, it causes depression, it causes anxiety, it causes Alzheimer's. Inflammation is bad. Stress causes that. But when you have stem cells, the stem cells offset the stress when you're young. That's why you don't get as sick. That's why you don't have heart attacks. That's why you don't have those things when you're young, because your stem cells are warding off all those things. It's going to increase your stamina, energy, and vitality. Mental clarity for me was my favorite thing. I was getting forgetful. I would forget where I put my keys, my wallet, my phone, to lock the door. I'd walk out of a room and be like, what was I going to do? What was that? All of that has changed for me. Restored muscle. I'm 51 years old. I started feeling like I was losing muscle mass. Well, when you have stem cells, you're able to hold on to your muscle mass. My favorite one is the improvement of sleep. I track and measure every ounce of sleep that I get. I have for the last 5 years. And so a lot of people don't even track their sleep. They have no idea how much deep and REM sleep you're getting every night. A lot of people don't even know how much you're supposed to get. You're supposed to get 50% of your total sleep. You're supposed to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. I sleep a minimum of 7. My deep in REM totals up to at least 3.5, 4 hours every night. Before I wore this patch, it was about 245, 250. And some nights I get 4. So improvement of sleep is amazing. And listen, sleep is free. Now, people say you sleep when you die. I disagree with them wholeheartedly. I don't agree with you sleep when you die. I think that you live a lot longer if you sleep, and you're going to feel a lot better while you're awake. Improve skin appearance because it's going to increase your collagen. So this was a topography exam done on a 77-year-old woman. First session, she went in. She was not wearing the X39. You can see all the inflammation that she had in her brain, lack of brain coherence, which is normal. When you're 77 years old, that's what starts happening, inflammation, because you don't have the stem cells taking the inflammation out of your brain. After 3 weeks of wearing this patch, she had no more inflammation in her brain. And after 6 weeks, complete turnaround, better brain coherence. These are clinical studies. You can look these up online. They're all over the place out there with these clinical studies. The X39, what the long-term results are from these clinical studies is in the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset in your body. Within 6 weeks, your brain is going to become better balanced. Within 3 months, your collagen is going to start to increase. And within 6 months, your heart will start to reverse in age. So how do you wear the patch? You saw me pull it off the back of my neck. In the clinical studies, there's 2 places that they did the clinical studies because they have to for the clinical studies. 2 or 3 fingers below your belly button and on the back of your neck. What David says is if it hurts, stick it there. You can literally wear this patch anywhere on your body. It does not matter where you wear this patch. It's going to work the exact same. But if you have pain anywhere in your body, stick it there. And every day you're going to take it off and discard it. And then every morning at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whenever you wake up, you're going to put a new patch on. And you have to drink plenty of water. Now, plenty of water is at least half of your body weight in ounces. So example, if you weigh 140 pounds, you're going to drink 70 ounces of water. That's exactly 2 of these every day. I'm on my 3rd one because I weigh 210 pounds. So I got to drink 3 of those, plus I have my athletic greens in the morning. So the way I do it is I time it. I'm going to have my first one before 9 a.m. I'm going to have my second one before noon. I'm going to have my 3rd one before 4. That's how I get all my water in the day, and you're hydrated. The reason you want to be hydrated is once you wake up your stem cells, you will go through a detox. It's going to start to get rid of the inflammation. The only way you detox is through urine, feces, sweat, and breathing. So drinking water is going to flush your system. Don't drink too much water because you're going to flush too much out of your system. The only side effects that you will feel with this patch is you might get a slight headache or you might feel sleepy. If you get either of those symptoms, what it means is you're detoxing, and 2, you could be dehydrated. So you need to drink more water to make those symptoms go away. Okay? There's 2 people that cannot wear this patch, and that's it. 2 people. Somebody currently, right now, going through chemotherapy. Because when stem cells wake up, it tries to get rid of foreign stuff in your body. So it's going to eliminate the chemo and not let the chemo work the way that it's supposed to. And anybody that has had any kind of transplant, organ transplant in their body, now not like a hip or a knee or organ transplant, vital organs, heart, liver, kidney, pancreas, any of those organs that you have in your body, if you have a transplant, you do not want to wear this patch because what the patch could do, elevating your stem cells, is it could make you reject that because, again, your stem cells are going to go to work and it's going to see it as a foreign body in your system and it might reject it. So those are the only 2 people that cannot wear this patch. So this is about LifeWave. LifeWave is a 20-year company. For the first 17 years, they did $20 million a year. When the stem cell patch came out, they did 320. Last year, they did almost 600 million, and they're projecting to do over a billion this year. LifeWave is the number one fastest growing company in this space in the world. 3 years in a row. It's the fastest growing company. This is going to change humanity, and it's going to be a decision if you want to be along for the ride or not. I'm telling you, this is going to change humanity. I truly believe that I could live till I'm 120, 130 years old. That's my belief. That's what a lot of people say that stem cells can do. And I asked my wife the other day, I said, you know what? How old will our kids be if I'm 120? And I was like, oh my God, they'll be 80. How cool would it be if I could live with my daughters and be in their life for 80 years? That would be remarkable. And I'm going to make that happen. This product is present in over 90 countries now, and it is a patented product. What that means is it's not a Me Too product. You cannot get this product from anywhere but somebody that invites you to this call, or me, whoever it is. You cannot get this product. Now, you can go out and look on Amazon, and you can go and look on Walmart. Those are illegal people selling it. You do not want to buy it from Walmart.com or Amazon.com because you have no idea where they're storing that product. These are stored in a cool place so that when you get it to your house, you make sure that it works effectively on you. You do not want to buy it. You're going to pay more if you buy it through Amazon or Walmart.com. So you want to get it directly from the company, from an affiliate like myself. Okay. So at this point, what I want to tell you, if you're just on here to hear about the product, you want to become a customer, there's three ways that you can get this product. Okay. You could buy it as a retail customer and you pay $149 a month, but no one really ever does that because why would you pay $149 when you could become a preferred customer and get it for $99 a month and you just sign up for an auto ship? Okay. The auto ships every month, but you could cancel it anytime. But why not sign up for an auto ship? If you want to cancel it, you can cancel it and you get it for $99. So it's just silly. But the FTC requires this company to have a retail offering. The third way is you can get it as a preferred plus customer, and you pay $19.99 one time, and then $99 a month with an auto ship, and then you get free patches, excuse me, every 6 months. I mean, for 6 months. So when you sign up, you're going to get a free sample of the other patches that the company has for free for 6 months for the $19.99, which is like a $200 value. Okay. So retail, preferred plus. Whoever invited you to this call, just reach out to them and say, hey, I want your customer link if you want to become a customer. All right. How you can get this for free. Okay. If you're a customer or a brand partner and you get three customers to sign up and they're on auto ship, you can get yours free every month. So let's say you're a customer and you want to get yours free every month. Get your mom, your dad, your brother to sign up on an auto ship, and then you're going to get yours free every single month. Now, what I want to talk to you next about is if you want to do what I'm doing, and that's an affiliate with the company, meaning I just share it. I don't sell this. What I'm doing with you guys tonight is I'm just sharing this. I want every single human being to have this patch on because I really, truly believe that it will change everybody's life that wears this. It's crazy. All my friends that are in this with me, like I would have never imagined I go to their house and every single person has a patch on. Every person has energy. Every person feels amazing. So if you want to be an affiliate and you're going to share this, just like if you go to a restaurant and you have a good experience, you're going to share it. The restaurant never pays you. The company will pay you for people that sign up in this business. And they'll pay you 4 different ways. Okay. So this is the compensation plan as an affiliate in this company. So the first way that you get paid is if you get a retail customer to sign up at $149, the company will pay you a $50 commission. Okay. If a preferred plus or a preferred customer signs up, you get a $20 commission. And that's every single month. When they buy new patches, you get a $50 commission on the retail, a $20 commission on preferred and preferred plus every single month that they buy. Okay. That's the first way. The second way that you make money, excuse me, my air conditioning turned down and it's a little hot here. The second way that you get paid is, I think my wife turned it up on me. The second way that you get paid is if somebody signs up for the business. And there's 3 ways that you can start a business. And so when you start a business, you are immediately an entrepreneur. You own a business. And you're going to see the price on here. Every business that I've ever started in my life has cost me at least $250,000. And it's taken me 5 to 7 years to even break even to start getting a return. But you can start a business today as an affiliate with this company for $295. And what that gets you is that gets you 3 packs of 30 patches. Now, you have a pack for yourself or a pack for your wife, and then it gives you patches to actually share with other people for $295. We have an advanced pack that gives you 6 packs of 30. So you have more patches to share with people. And that one's $535. And then the one that I got was the premium pack, which was 20 packs of 30 for $1750. Because I share these all the time. I have these envelopes that I put them in, and every time I go to the gym, every time I go out, and I see someone with pain or I see someone with low energy, or I'm having a conversation with somebody, I give them patches so they can try the patch and have a transformation. And that's $1750. When you do that and you share that and someone signs up and they want to start a business with you, it's $35 for the core, it's $75 for the advance, and $405 commission for the premium. Now, this is a one time. You can only do this one time. This is to start your business, get your product pack, get the information, and then you don't have to have any more inventory ever again if you don't want. I always have inventory because I want to share with people. That's the second way. The third way that you make money inside of this affiliate system is it's called a binary. You have two legs, right? You have a left leg and a right leg that you're bringing people into, okay? And so, and again, we'll go into more detail. We have a lot of training around this. I'm going to do this very, very fast. I'm going to show you the numbers mainly, but the way it works is you have two legs. You have a power leg and you have a profit leg. And what that means is for every $660 that you have on a power leg, which means your highest volume leg, and the 330 on your profit leg, that counts as one cycle. And for every 660 on one side and 330 on the other, you get a cycle. And for every one of those, you make $50. So this is how much you can make every single week. So when you come into the business and you bring 4 people in, okay, you can make up to $1,500 per week off of their cycles. And you can see when you get to the top of the company, which is not very hard, it took me 7 weeks, you can make up to $25,000 per week off of this bonus, okay? The fourth way that you make money is what's called generational bonuses. And these are matching bonuses. So quick example, let's say I bring in my brother Pedro, and he's making $1,000 a week. I brought him in, I get 25% of everything that he makes. So I make $250 that week. And let's say Pedro brings in his sister Maria, and Maria makes $1,000. Well, I make 20% of everything that Maria makes. So I make $200. And let's say Maria brought her employee in, Jose, that makes $500. I get 20% of everything Jose makes. So off of 3 people, I get $550 a week. And I didn't do anything besides bring one person in. And so what I want you to think about, the example I like to give in this scenario is my upline, and this is not the results of everyone. Listen, he brought some people in, he worked the business, he probably puts 3 or 4 hours a day into this business. He brought 107 people total over 3 years. He makes $55,000 a week. And he brought 107 people. So let's just say, for example, this generation level 1, he brings in 107 people. And those 107 people on this level, he's getting 25% of everything that they make. But those 107 people, let's just say over 3 years, they've only brought in 10 people total, which would be about a person every single quarter. Okay? Which means every 3 months, they brought a person in the business. That 107 people on this level, if they brought in 10 people each, only 10, which a lot of people are going to bring in a lot more, that number would go to 1,007. Okay? The 1,007, if they only brought 10 people in the business, that number would go to 10,007. 10,007. So the total number is 11,021 people that he is getting commission off of every single week. That's how it's paying him. Okay? So what do you get by joining this team? There's some people on this call that are in the business. There's some people that are above me, some people below me, but you get an amazing product, not a Me Too product, a product that will change people's life. You're going to get a system. Coming into this kind of system, a lot of people have no idea what they're doing. We've been doing this a long time. We have a system built for you. We do all the training. We do these calls every night to help you understand the business, to bring in people that you want to see this business. We have all the tools that you need. The leadership, I promise you, is amazing. We have spent a lot of time so that people come in here and they don't have to reinvent the wheel. And the compensation, I promise you, it's the best I've ever seen. I've been in the insurance business, I've been in the financial services business, I've been in a lot of different businesses, I've owned a lot of different businesses. The compensation here is crazy. This is the awesome thing about the company. If you join tonight, it's a 30-day risk-free. You come in, you lose sleep, you're like, I don't think I want to, I don't think I want to invest my $300. I want it back. Send it back. The company's gonna get all your money back because they know the product works and they know the compensation plan is amazing, and hardly anybody ever does that. So what I want to show you guys really, really quick is I want to show you my compensation. Now, I want you to know this is not the results of everybody, okay? I've been doing this about 7 months. But the reason that I want to show you this, you guys, is because when my wife came into this business 6 years ago, I thought she was crazy. I thought she was nuts. She was an actress. And I was like, what are you doing? You're going to ruin your reputation. Like, this is just nuts. And she came in and she did really, really well. And we went to a conference and she was like, oh, that girl over there makes like $300,000 a month. That girl makes $400,000 a month. She's been doing it 4 years, 5 years. I'm like, bull crap. That's what they all say. And so I went up to him and I embarrassed the heck out of my wife. And she introduced and she was like, hey, this girl's making this. And I was like, well, show me. My wife was like, babe. I was like, well, I mean, you're saying you make that, like, show me the proof. And these girls pulled their checks out. And I was like, holy crap. They're making like $400,000 a month. This is nuts. And so I really opened my eyes to this business and really started to study this business. But in that moment, what really got me was the transparency and really seeing it from my own eyes and looking at these girls. And they were like, listen, I'm nothing special. Like, the only thing I do is I just talk to people. And so what I want to do is I want to log into my back office and just be transparent with you and show you in 7 months what I've been able to do in this business by just talking to my friends and people at the gym and just my everyday life. Okay. So this is my back office. You see my name, I'm logging in. And you see my name up here, Jay Atkins, that's me. And so this is what when you sign up, you get this. This is the cool thing. When you start a business, a lot of times you got to have distribution. You got to have, back office and computers and website and all this. You have all of that. Everything is set up for you. You don't have to mail anything out. You have to distribute anything. All you got to do is just share this and you're going to get paid. Okay. So this is just my results over the last, 6 weeks because we get paid every week. So if you look at the dates here, March 3rd to March 9th, I made 12,472. March 10th to March 16th, 15,237. March 17th to the 23rd, 15,792. This was spring break. We had a little bit of a slow week. March 24th to March 30th, we made almost 12,000. And then last week we made 15,870. It's Tuesday. The week starts on Monday at 3 a.m. and it ends on Monday at 3 a.m. And already this week we made $4,100 this week so far. And we're a day and a half into the week. And we get paid on this every single week. So that's what's possible. And my prediction is in another 6 months, we'll be double this. We'll be making 30K a week. I think in another, 15 months, we'll be at 40, 50K a week by just continuing to do the same thing because of the snowball, how it takes off. So I wanted to share that with you guys just to show you exactly what's possible in this business. And then what I want to do is I just want to open it up for like 10 minutes. I would just say if you are already in the business, let's let the people that aren't in the business ask questions. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Hold on a second. Let's see here. We have somebody in a shower. So does anybody have any questions? And you guys can put in the chat. You can raise your hand. You can unmute yourself and ask any questions that you might have. Do we have any questions, Justin?
Not yet. Nope.
Okay. So whoever invited you guys to this call, that's who you need to reach out to get your link. It doesn't matter whoever's on this call, you are a part of our team. You're going to get all of our training. You're going to be have access. So just make sure whoever invited you to the call, you saw on their social media, you saw in the mail, text message, just reach out to them and, hey, I'm ready to go. And they're going to send you a link, and it's really, really easy to sign up and get started. And if we don't have any questions, I will hopefully meet all of you in the future. And if you guys do have questions in the future, we have a huge support team that will help you answer any of those questions. So I'm gonna give it like one more minute. If you guys want to put, oh, let's see, do you always give out patches when you share the product with people? Yes, I always do. Because the thing is you could talk about this patch, but until people see it, they don't really understand it. And so what I do when I'm out and about, these you can get from LifeWave. It's like $5 for 20 of these. What I do is I have my little 7-year-old daughter put 10 patches in each one, and she seals them, and I pay her allowance to do it. And I always have them in every bag, my briefcase, my backpack for the gym. And what I do is when I'm talking to somebody, I just zip it open because it has the brand on it. It's closed. I take a patch off. I show them exactly where to put it. And then I give them the other patches. I say, listen, the only way that you're going to get this to benefit you is to make sure that you wear it 12 hours every single day. It's a habit you're going to have to create. So put it next to your toothbrush and set an alarm on your phone to take it off, and make sure that you drink at least half your body weight in water. And if you do that, now it sometimes takes people a little longer to get a result. And what my wife says, and I think it's genius, some girl the other day said, I've been wearing the patch for 3 weeks and I don't feel anything. And she was like, do you take vitamins? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, what do you feel from the vitamins? And she was like, I don't feel anything from the vitamins. And she was like, how long have you been taking the vitamins? She was like, for 5 years. And she was like, it might take you a couple months to feel something. What it's doing on the inside of your body is what's the most important thing. But you will feel energy. Most people have no idea how much sleep they're getting. How many do I give out? I give out 10 because I want to make sure people they feel something. 70% of people will feel something within the first 7 days. The other 30% might take a little longer, but if they're wearing the patch correctly and they're drinking the correct amount of water, they will feel something within the first 7 days. The reason I give 10 is if they have a spouse, I want them to patch them too. Um, no, so what I do on the sleeves is you could go in and you can buy another 20 pack. Or you could buy however many you want. But what I do is I just buy 20 at a time. And then when I get down to like 3 or 4 30 packs, then I buy more. But that's the only investment, the only overhead in your business. All that money, you guys, that I showed you that I'm making every week is pure cash. I don't have any overhead. So that's pure cash to my business. Um, um, so this sounds like somebody said it. Maria, so when you guys are building your business to put people on the right legs, the first thing that's important with this business is to make sure that you're building your structure. And so to get to manager, you have to have two left, two right. And then after that, it's all going to be volume based. So it's going to be based on how you're going to cycle out. So you want to have one leg that's 2 times the other leg. So whenever you're enrolling people, and again, I'll do training on this. It's a little bit of a complicated question at this stage, but you want to just make sure you're taking your volume. But as we do training, you'll have a very, very clear understanding. So why do you not make anything from what your personal downline purchase, but only on what they earn? Well, so you do make from what they purchase because it's considered volume, and you cycle on the volume, and you also check match on volume. So you don't, when they buy stuff, it goes to your volume, and then you cycle off of the volume. So you do make money off of them. That's where the cycles come into play. Patty, go ahead.
Hello, Jay. I'm kind of new. I think I'm less than 2 months. I
Hey,
have two.
Patty, can you do me a favor? We
Yes.
do Q&A on Monday nights, but this is for prospects.
Okay.
Thank you so
Okay.
much, Patty.
Okay.
And also you can send Lola a message. Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm answering prospect questions. If you're in the business
Okay.
Monday nights at 6 o'clock, I do a
Oh,
Q&A
6 o'clock.
on
Okay,
there. Yeah.
perfect. I didn't know that. I'll write it
And,
down.
and,
Thank you
and
so
pretty
much.
much Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we do Q&A on all those nights. So you guys can ask those questions.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, guys. Well, I really, really hope that I get to work with all of you. It's a very, very great company. We have a great team. You know, you're going to get a lot of personal development from us as well. Like I do a lot of coaching outside of this business, and you're going to get all that for free from me. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. I really, really appreciate you guys spending the time being on here, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Have a great night, you guys.